Okay, here is Minuet by William Boyce. It's from the grade 4 syllabus, and this may well be one of your first pieces where you are starting to venture around the instrument. You'll be playing notes that look very familiar to you, but suddenly they have fingerings on them, probably from your teacher, that perhaps don't make sense. It's because you've learnt these new positions, and it allows you to avoid using what can be quite a bright, harsh sounding open string, and we can start to play with a slightly more sophisticated set of fingerings. So here we go. I'll show you what I mean. So we're in 3, we're in G minor, we have our B flat. Don't forget, don't move the whole hand back, just reach for it with that lovely strong first finger and leave everything else in first position. So this is it. 1, 2. So the first thing you need to think about is in the third bar, the third complete bar, you have the first example of when you're going to have to think about bow distribution. You have 1 down bow and 2 up bows. If you don't change the speed of your bow, you're going to get in a pickle because suddenly you're going to run out. So you have to use a faster, lighter bow for the single down bow so that you get far enough along the bow to do 2 up bows that follow. And this is all part of the character. 1, 2, 3, 1. Beat 1 is the most important note or beat in the bar. So we'll always put our down bow there. Have a listen again. So long and fast. So you just move the bow faster, you'll travel further along the bow. And then it's slightly quieter. But it gets louder and softer. Now this is the other example of where you have to use different bow speeds. Partly it's about bow distribution, so we have enough bow to be able to play the next notes that are coming up. But we also use faster and slower bow movements to help us create the dynamics. So if you look at bar 5, mezzo piano, but an immediate crescendo. So I use a small amount of bow and my bow's on the string. Don't let it flap about because you see staccato dots. That does not mean bounce. That's something else. But it simply means short and detached. You can keep the bow close or on the string. But you see I use a faster bow when I want to get louder. So you can try that just on an open string. All I did was use a faster or slower bow to get my dynamics. So you can have a think about that. Take care not to get too far out in the bow because then it becomes quite tricky to control. So you want to stay sort of around the middle, lower half of the bow to sort of just be on the middle, and that'll be fine. So this is bar 5, mezzo piano. By using different bow speeds, we get different dynamics. Have a look. But each time after each 2 bars, I bring the bow back. I put it back to the same starting point because that's where those quavers work best. Back here. Back there. Now, fast, slower, slower, because we have 1 down bow, 2 up bows. So we have to travel far enough along the down bow. Again, like I was saying in bar 3. Here we go. This is bar 9. Faster bows to get the louder bit. Now we go up to 4th position. Now I go straight across to 4th position on the D string. And I stay there. And that will all be loud. So this is the 4th position bit in bar 13. And then quieter, slower bow. Okay, so we're using notes that we're familiar with, but in new places. So instead of down here for a B flat, we're going to play it in 4th position on the D string. And we're thinking about using fast bow for distribution to have enough to come back when we have 2 following up bows. Or we're thinking about using slower or faster moving bows to create the quiet dynamics or the bigger dynamics. So from the beginning, here we go, 1, 2. It's all loud, fast bow, shorter. Start in a good part of the bow for the quiet bit. Faster bow, back to the good place, and again back. Faster bow, slower. Go straight up into 4th position, and remember to have your wrist up a little bit so you've got clearance past this part of the shoulder of the cello so it's not in the way. So it all stays in 4th position, just cross to the D string. So there's no shifting. This is what happens when you start to learn new positions. You can do all sorts of things in one position, and you're not using open strings either. It's a win-win. Okay, so having a look at the next bit. Back to 1st position. Remember, if you're playing a B flat, just lift your wrist a little bit. Your thumb, don't press with your thumb. Keep it nice and relaxed, and it should be pretty straight, not tense or stiff. Just relaxed. If somebody came behind you while you were playing and lifted your thumb off the cello, it would come off. So it's there because it's got nowhere else to go. So this second half, we're in forte, we're in 1st position, and then in the next bar we're going to shift to 2nd position. Let me show you. Now where 2 would be, put a 1. Now resist the temptation. I see this a lot. Resist the temptation when you shift to just push the finger, because what's happening is you've only moved 1 finger. And you actually need to change position. You need to move house. So look at where your 2nd finger sits. Imagine the fingerprint that 2nd finger leaves, and then the arm moves your 1st finger to sit exactly on that fingerprint. So it's not about moving the finger. We're going to maintain the hand shape. So in that 2nd bar of the second half, I didn't move my fingers at all. My arm moved my whole hand, and then suddenly you're in position for the whole of the rest of the bar and a couple of notes after. Look. Still there. Then we go. I'll try it again. 2, where the fingerprint is, line up 1. And just stay there until you shift back. Now, the same shift, but we're going from B natural this time to a C. From B to where 2 would live. Imagine that fingerprint. I'm not moving my 1st finger at all. It's literally like that. Wherever I go, it's my arm that takes the hand with the shape, that perfect hand shape. Not moving the fingers, don't undo it. It goes from 1st position to 2nd position, and it's all to do with this movement. Okay, so again from the second half, 2nd position, back to 1st position. Now where 2 would live here, put 1. The arm lines up 1 to the new position. Now you're into 2nd position for a lot of notes. And then where 3 has been playing on that D, line up 1st finger. Don't change any finger shape. You just have the arm pick you up and place you in the new position. And suddenly all of those next notes are in the perfect tuning as well. So I'll do again from the beginning of that line, beginning of the second half. Go. Back to 1st position. So remember where 2 lives, line up 1. Stay there. Where 3 just played, put 1. And of course, throughout all of that, you're doing in bar, what is that, 21 to bar 23, 4, 5, 6, 23 and 27. Again, you're doing the fast bow and the 2 up bows that are slower bows, because you've got to put 2 bows in the up bow action. So watch the bow distribution and the shifting. Same thing, second half. Shift home to first position. Now line up 1, where 3 is sitting on the D. You line up. Now this next bit, just put your hand in 4th position and see where your 4th finger lies. That's your next note. Except you're going to go an extra semitone further up the cello, and you're going to play that same note but with a 3. So up to 4th position, swap it to a 3. Remember, don't just push the 3 there. Have the arm, even the tiniest changes of position must be done by moving the arm. Okay, and that ensures that your cello hand with a spacing between your fingers will stay exactly where you need them to be in the next position. It's a golden trick. Just do what I say. So as you shift up to 4th position, swap it. Line up 3 instead. You're moving the whole hand an extra semitone up the string. And there you are. And then you've got your 4 for that new high note, that A flat. And then you come home to 1st position. So let me show you again. I'm going to play from the double bar. So we're thinking 2nd position, 1st position. And then again, where 2 lives, line up 1. Where 3 is, line up 1. Back to 1st position. Go up into 4th position, swap it to a 3. 1st position, 2 beats on each of these notes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Now you've got 2 crotchet rests for the next shift. All you've got to do is line up your hand where 2 is sitting now. Line up so 1 matches where 2 just was, and put your 4th finger down. So you have this bit. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. There's your 2nd finger sitting on the C. Arm moves your hand, so your 1st finger's sitting on the C instead. Put your 4th finger down. There's your next note. This is E flat. Stay there. Now you move. 1st position. Stay there. 1, short. Like the beginning. Fast bow, slower bow. Now where 4 would sit on the A string, you're going to have your arm, move your hand to line up 3 with that. And you're going to put 3 there instead. And stay in that position until the end of the piece. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Now faster bow because it's loud. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, I'll just recap the whole piece. I'll talk you through it. So from the beginning, fast bows, slow bows, for bow distribution to help you not run out of bow, and also to create the dynamics, and thinking about your arm, picking up your hand and placing it in the new position so you line up new fingers with the fingerprint that the previous note just left. I'll talk you through. 1, 2, fast bows for the forte, fast bow, so we've got space for 2 up bows. Perfect place to start here, because it's only a crotchet rest and I'm talking, so it won't be as long as this, but it goes, lift the bow, go to good place, faster bow for the big crescendo, little bow, more bow, D string, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Now less bow. I mean a slower bow, but it's all the same fingerings. 1, 2. First position. Line up 1 with 2. Home to first position. It's still loud. This is second position. Third position. Go up to fourth position. Switch to a 3. Home to first position. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Now look at where 2 is. Line up 1. Put all your fingers down. You've got your next note. Slower bow because it starts mezzo piano, but we crescendo. So each note gets a slightly faster bow. Look. Slower bow. Faster bow. Slower bow. Fast bow because we're back to forte. Fast, slow. Now where 4 is, line up 3. So there's 4. Just a semitone shift forwards and stay there for the rest of the piece. Slow bows because it's piano. 1, 2. Now louder. So faster, heavier bow, and we slow down. 1, 2. Always good to end on a confident, lovely, big ringing sound at the end. Gives a good impression. Good luck.